So I wanted to give a shout to Riley. Riley's 10 years old. He got a hold of me on Instagram. Told me he was one of my biggest fans, and he wanted to make sure I was doing all right in the snow today while I was trucking. Riley lives north of Albany a little ways, and I would imagine he's probably doesn't have school today. So thanks, buddy, for looking out for me. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching the videos. We'll catch you around.
Mostly snow here, moving off to the northeast. So it looks like 1 to 3 a.m. the snow will become widespread. 30 in Albany, 28 Saratoga, 27 in Johnstown, obviously sooner to the west, closer to 1 a.m. 26
It's
in
gonna be a
Hudson,
long
26 Field,
day.
up to Bennington, North Creek 23. Cold air still slowly setting in.
Oh God. The roads are all white. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, there's supposed to be more snow up north. And where do we gotta go? North. We got a good trip today, actually. We gotta go to Champlain DOT with some salt, which is pretty much straight up the Northway, but it's like all the way to the top, so we gotta go like Sortie 42 or something. We're gonna be darn near Saskatoon, darn near Canadian border, old Saskatoon. So I don't know how we're gonna do for some footage here, being as though it's so dark and I gotta pay attention to the road because it's supposed to be snow all the way up there. So we're gonna take a 3-hour trip, turn it into like a 13-hour trip. But other than the roads, it's pretty easy. It's straight up, dump, and then straight back to old Granville. But by that time, the salt truck should have the roads pretty much cleaned out, and then we just do a couple of clean fills there, so that's easy. There's nothing to that. And we're early enough that as long as things don't get too bad up north, we should be in good shape. It'll be a whole day because of this snow, you know, it'll be a day. It'll certainly be tiring. But I think it won't be horrible. We're loaded pretty good, so we got some weight on us for traction reasons. I'm in a good mood. I'm rested, for now anyway. We got old Randy with us here today. He's waiting on us. I was lucky enough to have old Precious here started. Randy started old Precious this morning because he got here because I couldn't get out of bed. So he's giving me the thumbs up. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if something's wrong with his radio or what's going on, but he's giving me like symbols here. So he's leaving. I gotta do the logbook. Let's get going. We'll catch up to you when I can. Let's hit the road! Driving for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Nothing but white roads all the way from Albany. We're at High Peaks, so we're probably about halfway, maybe a little more than halfway up to this Champlain salt drop that we got to go to. But I wanted to take a minute And the last video I was talking about how tiring things get in driving, even though you're sitting around. Concentrating and doing 50 miles an hour, 45, 40 sometimes, all the way up here for an hour and a half to 2 hours is draining. And watching the roads and making sure you're, with these low bumpers, you got to make sure you're not hitting, like if the plows leave windrows and stuff, so you got to be careful. You're watching everything. So I pulled in here just to take a little break. I didn't need to go to the bathroom, I didn't need to do anything, but other than just stop for a second and get my bearings, which I think is healthy to do. And it's something that I think you should keep in mind while you're driving, is little breaks are important. I won't be here for more than 10 minutes, but I think it's important to do to keep your mind right. So we're up here, the truck's looking beautiful. Just snow everywhere. Oh my God. Now a little tip, I don't know if this is right or not, but a little tip that I wanted to, something that I do when the weather is bad like this, and I had to climb E-Town Hill just north of Lake George. So what I did is I lifted my front axle real quick. Well, couldn't have been too quick because you could see all the snow built up under there. But I did that to put more weight on the drives on the tractor. Just something, I don't know, I like to just, in case you guys are new or whatever, just ideas, like common sense stuff to do. I mean, DOT probably wouldn't be happy that I lifted that axle and I drove for 10 or 15 miles, but when the roads are like this, I kind of don't care what they think, you know what I mean? You're out here, you're on your own, especially up here in the Adirondacks. There's not too many people around, so you kind of got to take matters into your own hands and do what's safe and do what you got to do. So that's what I did. Now it pretty much levels out here. There's a couple hills here and there, but nothing I got to worry about, so I'll put it back down now before we leave. But just something to think about for you new guys or girls, things you can do to help you out a little bit on the road. All right, let's get back in the truck. I'm freezing, I'm getting snow all over me. It's not even letting up. In fact, I guess it's supposed to get worse as you get north. So it's slow going today, guys. We're supposed to go down and do them 2 clean fills out of Ford Edward scissor hands, but I don't know how many we'll get by the time we get done screwing around with these roads, you know. But it's what it is. What are you gonna do? Let's get some light on the subject here. Okay, that's all. Just wanted to give you an update of where we were, what we were doing, and to just stop and take a break once in a while. Okay, on that note of like tricks and I don't know, they're not really tricks, but just things to keep in mind for you new people out here in this weather when it's snowy like this. We're getting ready to leave here, but I wanted to touch on this before we left, and I wanted to chill out for a second. A couple of things to think about when you're driving in these conditions is it's better, like I mentioned, how we might not get, I don't know what I'm going to end up getting to here as far as the clean fill goes, and it got me thinking it's better to be late than to wreck the truck. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know exactly how my boss feels or your boss feels, but I'm pretty sure they'd rather you just miss out on a load or be late than to wreck the truck, ruin the whole day for everybody, insurance, all that nonsense. It's not worth rushing. There's no, and when these trucks go by you in the fast lane doing 70 in these type of conditions, let them go. Don't pay any attention to them. You don't got to keep up with them. Do whatever you're comfortable with. I've been driving for 15 years, and there's guys that are going by me right now. Well, not right now. Well, there is guys going by me because I'm sitting still, but when I'm driving, there's people flying by me like I'm not even moving. And I don't know how they don't end up in a ditch. It's not worth the extra 30 minutes I'm gonna save at the end of the day to go crazy, careen out of control, end up in a ditch somewhere, have to call my boss and tell him that I'm in a tree somewhere. It's not worth it. I'm almost 100% positive he feels the same way. And your boss should too, really. And if they don't, I don't know if that's the place for you to be working, really. I mean, that doesn't sound like an ideal safety situation. I mean, we do things out here on our own that we got to do, but you know, at some point when the snow is coming down like this and it's as bad as these roads are and the hills and the turns and stuff, you got to take safety into mind. You always got to be thinking about safety too, your own safety. As much as I love my job, trust me, I love this job, but me not dying is my number one priority. That's what you got to think about. As much as you love what you do, or who you work for, or whatever, you have to think you are your number one priority. So just do what you can do. Something else too, from back when I worked in the state, at the state, we used to have thermometers that would tell the temperature of the air and the temperature of the road when I plowed. And bridges are always like 10 or 15 degrees colder than the road. So something to think about when you guys are driving is if you come to a bridge, or if there's like a bridge with a turn on it or something, remember, those are going to freeze up and be icier than the roads are. Plus they're made out of concrete, and with nothing under them besides air, there's no insulation. Like the ground will insulate the road a little bit to a point where there's none of that under a bridge. So just watch it. Like hills, it's better when you're climbing hills in a truck, or anything really for that matter, in these type of conditions. You want low RPMs and decent speed. You don't want to be going so fast that you're out of control, but you want to keep your speed moving so you can make the hill without spinning, because you don't want to spin, then you start getting sideways, then you got to get stopped, and you got to figure out how to get back down the hill. It's a lot, so you want to keep a little speed going safely, but your RPM's low. You want horsepower in that situation, not torque, because torque is going to make everything, it's not good. Also, one last thing that I do, and I don't know if it's right, and I'm sure the people behind me aren't happy with me. Typically, if I see a truck behind me, I'll move over when I can, safely. But I will ride, if there's 3 lanes on a highway in these type of conditions, I'll ride in the middle lane. And the reason for that is, there's 2 reasons for that. The first reason is the road, the crown of the road. So these roads are designed so that water runs off both sides. So if you're in the slow lane and you hit something, some deep snow or something, it's going to tend to pull you towards the ditch. And the same thing with the fast lane, because everything is crowned. So I'll ride in the middle lane as much as I can to keep that from happening, because now you're on the top of the crown and it shouldn't pull you as bad. The second reason I ride in the middle lane, if possible, is I feel like it gives me more room for error. So if something was to happen, or a deer or something ran out, or a car lost control in front of me, I have 2 lanes that I can go to in an emergency situation to try at least to get around that problem. Whereas if I'm in the slow lane, I know you should be in the slow lane when you're going slow, I get it. But like I said earlier, when you get in these type of situations, you have to take your own, you got to do what you got to do. So sorry to everybody that gets behind me. I try to get over when I can, but I'm going to ride that middle lane for those 2 reasons. For the road crown, and to give me some more room if I need to react quick. I can shoot to the slow lane if I have to get around somebody. I can shoot to, and plus you have shoulders typically. So you have not only the slow lane and the fast lane, but you have a little extra room, where when you're in the slow lane, all you have is basically the rumble strip. And if something's going on in the middle lane, you can't get into the middle lane, you have no options. You have slim options to pick from. So that's something. I know that was long-winded, but that was important stuff that I wanted to get to you. So let's get going here. We took 5-10 minutes. It's time to get moving and get up here to Champlain. I'll update you in a second. a little bit. That is a great feeling to a truck driver. When you've been trekking through white roads for the last 3-4 hours, it is a great feeling when the sun starts to come out. Your whole morale goes up. Let's keep going. Keep going.
Past to the memories of your life's past. We only see what we want to now. I long that it could last. I've seen the wasteland of these empty words. This life is a battle, but not a good.
Well, we got plows going on up there. The road's actually getting a little bit better here, but they're doing some plowing. So they just so you guys know, when these guys plow next to each other like this, they're not doing it just to block traffic. Well, they are doing it to block traffic, but I remember this from when I plowed. It's called echelon plowing, and they do it because the truck in the left lane is going to leave a windrow in the slow lane. So they run the second truck directly behind the first truck to get that off the road. Because if people hit it with their cars, they can wipe out and go all crazy and stuff. And plus, like with this truck with the low bumper, if I hit that, it would probably damage the bumper. Speaking of, as I'm driving along here, a van came by me in the left lane and gets over into the slow lane in front of me. No big deal, he was far enough ahead of me, but something like a chunk of snow came off of his roof and it like flew down. I think it hit my bumper or my grill or something. I heard it. I felt it hit. So it was something. It must have been more than just snow. It must have been like a chunk of ice or something. But what can you do? I mean, it's like a circus out here in this weather. I'm telling you, you try all morning I'm watching this stuff so I don't hit nothing, and then a van goes by me and that's what happens. So we got to see when we get up here if any damage was done. Hopefully there was nothing. We'll see. Where are we? Like exit 40, 41. So we only got, and it's right off the exit, so we got like 5-10 minutes and we'll be there. So obviously we're a little behind schedule, even though I got up early and we got going early and stuff, but the weather is just taking forever. It's got to drive so slow, so we're behind schedule, but that's all right. We're trucking along. Well, look at this guy. I don't know if you could see that, but that blue pickup truck, I don't know what he was doing, but he about went into the weeds. He did. He caught it last minute. Yee! Guys, I don't know how close I know we're pretty close to the border, but I don't know exactly how close to the Canadian border. But I feel like we're darn near ice road territory. I don't know just where the ice roads are. Old Yellowknife.
It's the first time they broke that toll plowing this year.
Old Yellowknife, or I can't think of the name of them other towns. I haven't watched the show in so long. What's the name of them towns? And the ice road truckers. I'll be looking for them while I'm up here near Cotuun, Saskatoon. I don't think I'm anywhere near Saskatoon, but it's one of the coolest names of a city or a town or village or whatever it is, city. So I just use that. So whenever I get near Canada, it's Cotuun. Oh, Saskatoon, here we come. Oh, there's a sign for Canada. We're at 5 miles. We're close. Customs. And Duanis. I'm assuming that means customs. Okay, Katoon, here we come! I think we've been here before. I think. Looks familiar. Of course, all these places look the same. But anyway, we made it! Oh God, did we make it! Thank God. Okay, well, we're all dumped. I gotta get out of this guy's way a little bit because he's moving the pile into the shed. So I gotta get up here, do some paperwork. I gotta get my logbook. There's DOT all over here. I've been watching them. They're like vultures circling around a dead squirrel or something. So let's get my with that said, let's get this out of the way. Let's move this over where it goes so it doesn't hit me in the head. Let's get things situated here and take a break for a minute. My gosh. Okay, so it's 8:10. So we got here at 8 because we're done dumping. 15 minutes-ish. Where are we? Champlain, New York. We didn't make it to Saskatoon yet. I'm telling you, I couldn't do Ice Road Truckers. It's cold up here. I don't know how cold. Oh. It's 37. Oh no, 21. Feels like 15. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'll watch the show, but I couldn't work in the cold like that too much. There, that's it. We got our paperwork signed, our logbook is done. Now, get our bearings. Oh, I checked. I checked the bumper in the front of the truck from whatever that thing, that snow or ice or whatever that flew off of that pickup or that van, and there was nothing. So, I don't know. I get lucky like that, I guess. It's just, what are you gonna do? I mean, it's so you try to avoid, and then nothing, and then something flies like that happens, and there's nothing you can do. But luckily, nothing happened. Just the truck is right packed full of snow and ice. Let's go. We're done here. Got the, let's see, the body's down. Tarp's good, handles out. Get my armrest back together here. Now let's see if what we can do. Let's get our front axle down so that we can tighten up this turn a little bit. A lot of people ask me about the shifter being longer. Why you do that, and if it's comfortable or not. And it's actually, that's one of the main reasons I do it. I did it well, there was airlines sticking out, and I wanted to clean them up. So in the meanwhile, while I had to do that anyway, I decided to make the shifter longer, a little bit longer. It's not crazy long. It may look it in the video, but it's not too bad. But it puts it, if you could see, I don't know if how the, can you see? But my hand, when my elbow is on the armrest, it's right perfect level for the switches and everything. So that helps with comfort. And another thing it does is it tightens up this south. Is this the south way we're getting on? I guess so. Look how close this was to the north way. But now it's the south way. It also, the longer shifter also it speeds up the throw. So like, I don't know, you gotta wait a little while before you can shift with a truck, with one of these transmissions, with an unsynchronized tranny. And with this being longer, you don't have to wait so long. So it takes some, so the last video when I was trying to get used to, it takes a little because it changes things. So here we go, we're on the Southway, way the hell up by Canada. We're at exit Sortie 42. We're headed down to do some clean fill now. The roads seem a little better here. They got some salt on them and the sun came out, so that's sped things up. All right, let's go. I'm blabbing, rambling on. You guys give me somebody to talk to during the day. Okay, back to work.
Walking the sands of the ocean's floor.
Well, guys, we're all dumped off up there. We're down to Sortie 37 on the Southway here. This is the exit that we get off for like Malone, when we go to the Malone drops. What's going on here with this thing? Or like Dannemora, and then ones for those videos. So the roads are smoothing out here a little bit. There's a little slush here and there, but they're doing pretty good. So I'm gonna end the video here. We're gonna go down and do those two. I promise, guys, all you people that like the Granville stuff, I'll get more. I promise. But that's gonna be about it. I think we're already looking at like a big huge video here, and I try to cut them back a little bit, but it never seems to work out. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for hitting the like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that, so that you can see when a new one comes out. So Thursday is not over, but that's gonna be it. So we're gonna take the Southway down here, get loaded up, and do our deal, and be done with the day.
Walking the sand.
Coldfoot. That's one of the other towns in Ice Road Truckers. Coldfoot.
Slowly rises, I